What made me pick up an instrument? I guess identity issues, because I didn't know who I was, and I thought I was one thing. You know, it's like all about when you go to school and you interact with different kids, you try to figure out who you are. You know, when I try to write, I get a lot out of it. Like it helps me work through things.
Like in a cathartic sense?
Yeah, absolutely. That's my word, actually. That's my favorite word. Catharsis is I had that word as a vocabulary word in high school, and I'll never forget it because it explained exactly what songwriting is for me. Then you have music. And really those are like the only things that there are. I mean, I'm sure we could come up with some other theories, but you think about music and how it just applies to everyone.
Universal.
It's very, universal is a perfect word for it. So then I start, as a songwriter, I start thinking of other universal concepts. And I think that one of those, whether or not people really understand it, is the concept of trying to figure out how to go about this life in a way that you enjoy yourself, or in a way that you like who you are. And whether or not you like who you are is really hinged upon whether or not you have joy. Because I'm happy that I'm here right now talking to you, but then something else could happen where I'm about to go play a show and nothing goes right, and then I'm not happy anymore. It's fleeting, mm-hmm. It gets influenced by the things that are going on around me, and if I'm controlled by just that, then I'm gonna go nuts. I need to find something bigger. I need to find something that I have joy, which I feel like it spans out over my entire life. If hopefully, more than just a moment, hopefully a day, a month, years, where joy just is there. And I think that when you find joy, then you find peace. And when you find peace, then you have obviously found something to believe in. You talk about lust, pride, self-control, all of these things that I've always struggled with. I struggle with just in slightly different ways now, but they're still right there.
Well, we talked about the cathartic element, but is this then why the lyrics are at times quite dark, and so you can kind of write it off for you, or?
It helps. I journal. Do you write a journal at all?
No, I don't.
And I'm not good at it because I don't know how many journals I've failed at keeping. But for me, journaling, this life and the things around it are always going to try to hammer into you that you're worthless and you haven't accomplished anything today and you are a failure, and and whether it's just me or if it's just the world around me, and the more roadblocks you can put in front of that thing that's constantly trying to hammer into your head that you're worth nothing, the more roadblocks you put up, the better. So for me, a journal, I wrote a journal this morning. I opened it up and I just started writing things I was thinking of and what I was doing that day, and then also different bigger elements that I was thinking about. And the fact that I wrote a journal today helps me. It's a roadblock to all of the other pressures that I didn't accomplish anything today and I'm worthless. I feel a sense of worth because I wrote a journal today. And I think that songwriting is it's harder to get in the mindset where you can write a song than it is to just whip out a journal and start writing. But in a lot of ways, writing songs also is a roadblock for me from all the things around me that are pounding away saying that I'm worth nothing. So absolutely, when I write songs, it helps me get through a lot of the things that I'm getting through, and I have to write songs. It's still really hard to figure out what my purpose is. And I'll always be looking for my purpose. So it's what's success? That's my question. It's what is success? Is it, for me and most people, I think that it's all about numbers. It's if I make this much money or if I get in front of this many people, or if I play this many shows, or if I, it's a numbers thing. But then you start really wondering, my version of success in my flesh, where it's just my humanly instincts, I think, well, if I can influence and impact this many people, I'd be successful. But maybe my view of success is so messed up that really the most successful thing is that one person that I'm gonna impact my entire life. I might just impact one person and that would be successful. And that blows my mind because it's not why it's really, maybe success is just that one kid that I raise, or the wife that I have, or the impact I have on my younger siblings. Maybe that's success. And so I don't really know exactly what I'm chasing. But the more people I influence and impact, the better chance it is that I've impacted that one person that I was made to impact. I think to myself, okay, I should be able to control myself, right? It's very simple. I look at that lamp and I know, okay, when I walk out of this room, I'm not supposed to hit that lamp. So I stand up and I walk out of the room and I don't hit that lamp. Why can't I make decisions like that about everything in my life? I'm not going to get angry at my brother. I want to be the best brother. Don't you? Do you have siblings?
I have a brother, yes.
You have a brother?
Yes.
Don't you want to be the best brother?
Of course.
Do you think that you've been the best brother?
Not by a long shot.
Not at all, right? It's like, why can't I do what I want to do? If I want to be a dad one day, I want to be the best dad. Guess what? I'm not gonna be the best dad. And that's messed up. That's messed up. That means that if I were to take how it is I treat people around me in the same way that I treat a social setting, that means I would stand up right now and I would kick that lamp over because
Right.
because there's something wrong. There's like something is broken in this. The way that we live is proof that there's an element there that's just not right. There's something not right.
But there's this quote.
So I found out, it's like, well, how can I create purpose for myself? Because I feel like if I had purpose, I'd be able to conquer these two things. And I found through art that you can create the beginning of purpose for you. Not all of purpose, because that's just such a huge thing. But the beginning of purpose can be found by creating something that only you understand. For example, in your darkest hour, when you're trying to figure out whether or not it's worth it to stay alive or just to give up, if you have something that you've created and you know that you're the only person on this earth that can explain that thing, then that can be the thing that you hold on to, and that can be the thing that can help you get through that moment of your darkest hour, I like to call it.